Yeah, that's such an important question. This may seem odd, but it's theory. It's understanding how societies evolve and how governments emerge and how classes have not always been here. Knowing history, knowing the history of civilization, and learning about successful revolutions that were stopped quickly, like the Paris Commune. Understanding, for instance, capitalism is a system that requires migration. It requires it. You have to constantly migrate to find work, whether it's to another city, to another country, out of the country you're from. My family migrated out of this country to get work, and millions more migrate into this country to get work, right? Oh, well, half of my grandfather migrated in here too. But understanding how things function, where it comes from, the nature of classes, the fact that civilization didn't start out with classes. It was a non-class society. It was communal. But if you study it, you see how it evolved. And therefore, we are again going to evolve into a classless society down the road. Not now, but in decades, maybe you'll see it. I certainly won't. But so knowing that is how, that there are objectively things that happen based on how we produce goods, based on our ability to to serve people. I mean, today is a society where we have everything we need. It is a society of plenty, not scarcity. There's enough food to feed the entire world. There really is. It's just some governments don't want to. They're not interested. The will to do that is not theirs. And so if we know that there really is a possibility of having people having a decent life, there is the material goods available. It's just how they're distributed. To me, that's the thing that confirms that we're on the right track. And this technology, understanding how the economics is at the bottom of everything, and the fact that this technology and automation is producing things at a much higher rate, and also making it so humans don't have to do this hard backbreaking labor. How do we harness it for the good of all? And so all of the elements are here, for us to create a very cooperative society globally. It's going to take a lot of work because of how we've been lied to. We have to unlearn a lot of stuff. We have to learn our real history, and unlearn some of the lies we've been told and that we just take for granted. So to me, I think that the one thing is really looking at things with a scientific approach, so we can understand what's really possible. It's not just wishful dreaming. It's not just good intentions. It's really possible. The other thing is being with people who are open to that change. I'm surrounded by youthful spirits, whether young people in age or young people in spirit, that have that hope and that have seen it. I mean, we have learned that it's happened in other places, so it is possible. I think at the end of any system, the system that's dying fights like hell to stay alive. And I think we live in a very toxic world. Very, very toxic, from the planet. And we had better change things or we're going to lose everything. From the planet to the thinking, the toxicity is everywhere, in the minds, in the air, and the water, in the ground, in the foods. And so it's hard. It's hard. And I think the latest example of the mismanagement of this pandemic is criminal. It's truly criminal. 1 million people did not have to die here. It was because this government chose to not pay attention to it, you know, and so I think that the sticking and staying has a lot to do with learning the truth, feeling confident that you know the truth. And even if, as often as Reverend Barber says, if I'm breathing my last, how do I want to spend my last breath? Do I want to spend it fighting for something that is true, that is real, that should be, or just give up, And so I think that's very, very important. And I think, being with people who want to keep fighting helps us, doesn't it? I mean, it helps me. It keeps me going, because we do have to sometimes pass the torch for a moment, catch our breath. We do have to do those things. We do have to do radical rest. We have to pay attention to that. And the one thing that we have that it cannot be taken away from us, we don't have the media, we don't have lots of money, we don't own the means of production, we don't have anything, but we have our people. That's the most important resource we have. And so paying attention to our people, making sure we're educated, making sure we're really learning how to think on our own, and knowing that we have one another's back, truly, I think that's how we meet the day. That's how we meet the day every day.